Welcome back. A Lincoln penny might look ordinary, but some are worth a fortune. We're talking rare US 1-cent coins, minting mistakes and special varieties collectors will pay big money for. Even coins from recent years can surprise you. Today we'll show you which pennies are most valuable, explain why they're special, and share real auction prices that could make a normal penny in your pocket worth thousands. Our first coin is the 1982 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1 cent. At first glance this looks like an ordinary Denver minted penny, but this coin has shocked collectors because one rare version has sold for huge money, even up to $25,000 at auction. Many people still find 1982 pennies in daily change, which is why this coin keeps viewers watching until the end. Most are common, but one small detail can turn a simple penny into a life-changing discovery. In 1982 the United States Mint made a big change. For many years before, pennies were made mostly from copper. But copper became too expensive, so the mint switched to copper-plated zinc. Because of this change, 1982 is the only year where pennies were made in two different metals at the same time. This created confusion inside the mint and led to some very rare mistakes. There are two main types of 1982 pennies: copper pennies and zinc pennies. Copper pennies weigh about 3.1 grams while zinc pennies weigh about 2.5 grams. Most people do not know this, and that is why many rare coins may still be hiding in jars, drawers, or old collections. A small kitchen scale can help tell the difference. The rare coin we are talking about today is the 1982 D small date copper penny. The letter D means it was made at the Denver Mint. Here is why it is special. The Denver Mint was supposed to make only zinc pennies in 1982, not copper ones. But a few copper blanks were still left in the machines. When those blanks were struck with the small date design, a major rarity was created. The small date means the numbers in the year 1982 look thinner and more delicate. The number 2 is softer and the 8 looks smaller compared to the large date version. Many people miss this detail, but collectors study it very closely. To be valuable, the coin must have all three things: a D Mint mark, small date style, and copper weight. Only a very small number of these coins are known to exist today. Experts believe fewer than a dozen have been confirmed. Because of this extreme rarity, collectors are willing to pay very high prices. In real auction history, verified examples have sold for around $18,000 to over $25,000 depending on condition and grading. Coins in perfect or near-perfect condition sell for the highest prices. The current market value of this coin depends on proof and condition. If a coin is confirmed by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, it can easily reach five-figure prices. Without certification, buyers will not trust the coin because many fake or altered pennies exist. A real one must be tested for weight, metal content, and date style. It is important to understand that most 1982 D pennies are not rare. Zinc versions are worth only 1 cent. Even copper large date versions are usually worth just a few cents. The value comes only from the small date copper error, not the year alone. This is why knowledge matters more than luck. Collectors still search through rolls of pennies today. Some people buy bank rolls just to hunt for this coin. Others check old collections from family members. Since pennies circulate for many years, there is still possible, though very rare, to find one in the wild. This coin shows how a small mistake at the mint can create something very valuable. A tiny change in metal and date style turned a common penny into one of the most famous modern Lincoln cent errors. That is why the 1982 D small date copper penny remains one of the most exciting coins for collectors and beginners alike. Next up, the 1969 Lincoln 1 cent with no mint mark, one of the most exciting and valuable modern Lincoln pennies ever made. At first glance it looks like a normal penny you might pull out of a pocket or find in a jar, but for collectors who know what to look for, this coin could be worth up to $100,000 at auction. That's right, a coin that most people would spend without thinking could actually be worth more than a car. The idea that an ordinary penny could hold that kind of money is what makes collectors and even casual coin hunters keep searching through rolls, drawers, and collections hoping to find the rare one. In 1969, pennies were produced at 3 U.S. mints: Philadelphia, which had no mint mark, Denver marked with a D, and San Francisco marked with an S. Most coins from that year were normal and are only worth 1 cent today. But something unusual happened during production that created a very rare error. On a few coins the date and letters on the front of the coin appear doubled. This doubling is not caused by damage or someone tampering with the coin. It happened during the minting process. This kind of error is called a double die obverse. It occurs when the coin die strikes the coin more than once at a slight angle. The result is that the numbers in the year 1969 and the words Liberty and In God We Trust look thickened, split or shadowed. Unlike machine doubling, which is flat and easy to mistake, a true double die shows a rounded raised doubling that is visible even without a magnifying glass if you look closely. For collectors this is a thrilling detail because it is rare, dramatic and unmistakable once you know how to spot it. The most famous 1969 double die is the 1969S from San Francisco. Those coins are legendary and have sold at auctions for very high prices. But there are also reports of rare Philadelphia no-mint mark coins showing strong doubling. These coins are incredibly scarce and only a handful have been confirmed by experts. Because of that rarity, serious collectors are willing to pay enormous amounts. Real examples in excellent condition have sold at auction for up to $100,000, and coins with perfect details and the original red color can reach the highest prices. Even coins in less than perfect condition can sell for tens of thousands, which is still life-changing money for one small penny. The current value of a 1969 no-mint mark double die penny depends almost entirely on authentication and grading. Coins that are not certified by trusted services like PCGS or NGC are risky to buy because counterfeit and altered coins exist. Some are fake and some show machine doubling which looks similar but has no collector value. Authentication confirms the coin's originality, metal content, weight and the doubling itself. Once a coin is certified as genuine it becomes highly sought after and the price jumps dramatically. It's important to know that most 1969 pennies from Philadelphia are completely normal and only worth face value. Even coins in perfect condition without doubling are worth just a few cents. The value of this coin comes only from the true double die error. That's why knowing what to look for is more important than luck. Collectors still search for these pennies today, checking old jars, rolls and collections passed down from family. Even though finding one is extremely unlikely, the possibility keeps the hunt alive. The fact that a coin that looks so ordinary could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars is what makes this penny so fascinating. This coin is proof that a tiny mistake at the US Mint can create something incredibly valuable. A normal coin can suddenly become one of the most wanted modern Lincoln cents. It's exciting, it's rare, and it's a reminder that treasure can hide in the most unexpected places, even in your loose change. Next up is the 1993 Lincoln 1 cent with no mint mark, a coin that looks ordinary at first, but for collectors it can be surprisingly valuable. Most people probably think a penny from 1993 is just another coin, maybe worth a cent or two if it's in really nice condition. But this coin proves that even modern pennies can hide secrets worth thousands of dollars. Some rare 1993 pennies have sold at auctions for around $4,600, which is far more than most people would ever imagine for something so small and common-looking. The idea that a coin you might have in your wallet could be worth that much is what makes it so exciting and why collectors keep hunting for it even today. In 1993, Lincoln pennies were mainly produced in Philadelphia, which had no mint mark, and Denver marked with AD. Most of the coins from that year were normal and only worth face value. However, in some rare cases pennies from Philadelphia show minor but valuable errors. These errors can include things like small variations in the date, doubling of letters or numbers, or even unusual planchet problems. Unlike big mistakes like the 1969 double die, the 1993 errors are subtler, which makes them even more interesting to collectors who know what to look for. One of the main things that makes a 1993 no mint mark penny valuable is its condition. Most pennies from 1993 have been handle dropped or circulated for decades, which reduces their appeal. But when a penny is in perfect uncirculated condition, showing sharp details and nowhere, it becomes much more desirable. Coins that are bright red with strong details on Lincoln's face and the lettering can command high prices at auction. These coins are often graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, which help verify authenticity and condition. A certified coin can sell for thousands, while a similar-looking ungraded penny might still be worth only a few dollars. Another factor is rarity in numbers. Even though many 1993 pennies exist, only a tiny number of no-mint mark pennies in pristine condition or with certain error features are worth big money. Sometimes the errors are as small as a doubled letter in Liberty or a slight misalignment in the date. These subtle differences make the coin stand out to serious collectors who are willing to pay a premium for something unusual and verified. The auction history for these coins shows just how valuable they can be. Verified examples of 1993 no-mint mark pennies with notable features have sold for about $4,600 depending on the coin's quality, color, and rarity. Coins with exceptional detail or rare variations can sometimes sell even higher, especially if they are professionally certified. Unlike many other coins that take years to appreciate in value, these pennies already have proven market demand. It's also worth noting that most 1993 pennies are still common. If you pull one out of your pocket right now, chances are it's worth only a cent. That's why it's important to know what collectors look for. A little knowledge can turn an ordinary coin into a serious find. Using a magnifying glass to check the date, letters, and condition can sometimes reveal surprises that are easy to miss. Collectors often check old coin rolls, jars, or family collections for these pennies. Since pennies can stay in circulation for decades, there's always a small chance that one has survived in uncirculated condition. That small chance is part of the thrill. Even if you're just a casual coin enthusiast, knowing about this penny makes every roll of change a little more exciting because it could hold something valuable. This coin is a perfect example of how even modern pennies can be interesting and valuable. A coin that seems ordinary in your pocket or drawer can, under the right conditions, become a collectible worth thousands of dollars. It shows that sometimes treasure can be hiding in the smallest and most overlooked places, and that with a little knowledge and attention, everyday coins can become something truly special. Next up is the 1977 Lincoln 1 cent with no mint mark, a coin that looks ordinary but can actually be worth around $3,000 in rare cases. Most people think a penny from 1977 is just a regular coin, and for the majority that's true. But for collectors, this coin can be surprisingly valuable, especially when it shows certain errors or is in near perfect condition. Just the idea that a coin you might have at home could be worth thousands is what makes it so exciting and keeps people searching through old rolls of pennies or family collections. In 1977, Lincoln pennies were produced at two main mints, Philadelphia, which had no mint mark, and Denver, marked with AD. Most of these coins were circulated normally, so finding a rare one takes patience and attention to detail. What makes the 1977 no mint mark penny special isn't always obvious. Some of the most valuable examples are uncirculated coins in perfect condition. Others are coins with errors or unusual features that make them stand out to collectors. One reason this coin can be so valuable is its condition. A 1977 penny that has been kept in excellent shape for decades can become highly collectible. Coins that are bright red, show strong detail on Lincoln's face, and have crisp letters are rare because most pennies were handled and circulated for years. When a coin like this is graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC, its value can increase dramatically. A certified uncirculated 1977 no mint mark penny can sell for around $3,000, while a similar coin without certification might only be worth a few dollars. Some 1977 pennies also have minor errors which can make them even more interesting to collectors. These errors can include things like slight doubling of letters, die cracks, or planchet issues. Even small mistakes can make a coin valuable if it is verified and in excellent condition. Collectors love these types of coins because each one is unique and tells a story about the minting process. The auction market for these coins shows how sought after they can be. Verified 1977 no mint mark pennies in top condition have sold for thousands of dollars, making them a hidden treasure for anyone who happens to find one. Even coins that are not perfect but have unusual features can attract collectors and bring in high prices. This is part of what makes coin collecting so exciting. A small overlooked coin can suddenly be worth a lot more than anyone expected. It's important to know that most 1977 pennies are common. If you pick one out of your pocket or a roll from the bank, it is probably just worth a cent. That's why learning to spot the difference is so important. Looking closely at the date, letters, and overall condition can help you identify a coin that is truly valuable. Even small details like how crisp Lincoln's face looks or how sharp the lettering is can make a huge difference in value. Collectors still hunt for these coins today by checking old collections jars or rolls of pennies from banks. Even though most 1977 pennies are ordinary, there's always a chance to find one that has survived in excellent condition or shows a minor error. That small possibility keeps collectors searching, and it keeps the value of verified coins high. This coin is a perfect example of how ordinary pennies can be surprisingly valuable. A coin that seems simple or easy to overlook can, under the right circumstances, become a treasure for collectors. The 1977 no-mint mark Lincoln cent shows that with careful observation, knowledge, and a little patience, even coins from recent decades can hold real financial and historical value. Every coin has a story, and sometimes that story can be worth thousands of dollars. Next up is the 1984 Lincoln 1 cent with no mint mark, a coin that looks like any ordinary penny you might find in a jar, but in the right condition it can be worth around $9,000 or more. Most people see a 1984 penny and think it's nothing special, but collectors know that certain pennies from this year can be incredibly valuable. Just the thought that a coin from your wallet or a piggy bank could be worth thousands is exciting, and it's what makes people keep checking rolls, drawers, and old collections for hidden treasures. In 1984, Lincoln pennies were produced primarily at the Philadelphia Mint, which had no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, which had a D. Most coins were made correctly and circulated for years, so ordinary 1984 pennies are still worth just a cent or two. But a few coins from this year show minor errors or unusual features that make them extremely interesting to collectors. Some examples have subtle differences in the lettering, doubling on the date, or other minting quirks that set them apart from the millions of normal pennies. One of the main reasons this coin can be so valuable is its condition. Many 1984 pennies have been handled and worn over the decades, which reduces their collector value. But a coin that is in perfect uncirculated condition, showing sharp detail and a bright red color, can be highly sought after. Coins that are graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC are considered more trustworthy in the market, and their value can jump dramatically. For a certified 1984 no-mint mark penny in top condition, auction prices can reach around $9,000, making it a very exciting coin for serious collectors. Another factor that adds value is the presence of minting errors or unusual features. Some 1984 pennies have doubled letters or numbers, small die cracks, or even planchet issues where the coin's metal was slightly off. These errors may seem minor, but for collectors they make the coin unique and much more desirable. Even small errors combined with excellent condition can raise the price significantly, as collectors are always looking for coins that stand out from the millions that were made correctly. The auction history of this coin shows just how much collectors value it. Verified 1984 no-mint mark pennies in pristine condition have sold for thousands of dollars, depending on factors like grading, color, and any error features. Coins that are perfectly preserved and show clear minting details can even attract higher bids. This is what makes coin collecting so exciting. A coin that seems ordinary could become a highly valuable treasure with the right combination of features and condition. It's important to remember that most 1984 pennies are common. If you pull one out of your pocket or a roll from the bank, it's probably just worth its face value. That's why understanding what collectors look for is so important. Paying attention to the date, mint mark, and condition can reveal a coin that is far more valuable than it appears. Subtle differences like sharper letters or clearer details on Lincoln's profile can make all the difference. Collectors continue to search for these pennies today. They often check old collections, coin jars, and bank rolls, hoping to find one that has survived in perfect condition or shows a small error. Even though most 1984 pennies are ordinary, the chance of finding a rare one keeps collectors hunting, and it maintains high demand and high prices for verified coins. The 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is a perfect example of how a coin that looks ordinary can hide serious value. With careful observation, a little knowledge, and some patience, even pennies from the 1980s can become treasures. It shows that ordinary coins can sometimes hold extraordinary surprises, and that with attention to detail, even small change can become a collector's dream. Next up is the 1964 D mint mark Lincoln 1 cent, a coin that may look ordinary at first, but in the right condition it can be worth around $600 or more. Most people think a 1964 penny is just a common coin, but for collectors this coin has a special place because it was part of a key year in U.S. coin history. Even though $600 might not sound like a huge number compared to other rare pennies for a coin that may be sitting in a jar at home, that is a big surprise and a lot of excitement for collectors. Just the idea that a coin from over 50 years ago could hold value is enough to make people check their old coins carefully. In 1964, Lincoln pennies were minted in both Philadelphia no mint mark and Denver marked with AD. The Denver Mint was busy producing large numbers of coins, but some pennies from that year are highly collectible, especially those in excellent condition or with certain minor errors. Most 1964 pennies were circulated heavily, which means that finding one in pristine condition is very rare. Collectors value coins that still have sharp details, smooth surfaces, and the original reddish copper color because these qualities are hard to find after decades of use. One reason the 1964 D penny is valuable is its condition. Most coins from this era have been handled so much that their details are worn down and the copper has darkened. But a coin that has been preserved showing clear details on Lincoln's face, the letters, and the date can bring a significant price. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC help confirm a coin's condition and authenticity, which makes it much more desirable in the market. A certified 1964 D penny in near-perfect condition can sell for around $600, and prices can be higher if the coin has outstanding color and luster. Another factor collectors look for is minor minting variations. Some 1964 D pennies may have tiny differences in the letters, the shape of the numbers in the date, or slight die errors. These variations might seem small, but they make the coin unique and collectible. Even minor differences can affect value, especially when combined with excellent condition. Collectors are always searching for coins that stand out, and these small details are what make a seemingly ordinary penny exciting. The auction history of the 1964 D penny shows that there is real interest in this coin. Coins in top condition, especially those that are certified regularly, sell for hundreds of dollars. While it may not be the highest-priced penny in the world, it is highly desirable because it represents a classic year and a coin that many collectors remember from childhood. Its moderate rarity and historical significance make it a coin that is both collectible and attainable for serious coin enthusiasts. It's important to understand that most 1964 D pennies are still common. If you pull one out of a jar or a bankroll, it is probably only worth 1 cent unless it is in excellent condition. That's why collectors carefully check the details, the date, mint mark, and overall look of the coin. Coins that are smooth, shiny, and have sharp features are the ones that attract attention and demand higher prices. Collectors today often search through old coin collections, jars, or boxes for coins like the 1964 D. Even though many of these pennies were circulated for decades, there's always a chance that one survived in excellent condition. That small possibility keeps collectors hunting, and it keeps the value strong for certified coins. The 1964 D Lincoln cent shows how even coins from decades ago can hold value. A coin that looks ordinary at first glance can become a collectible treasure with the right condition and minor variations. It's a reminder that coins are not just money, and even something as small as a penny can hold real excitement and financial potential for the person who knows what to look for. Next up is the 1972 Lincoln 1 cent with no mint mark, a coin that looks like a normal penny but can be worth around $1,000 if it is rare and in excellent condition. Most people might think a 1972 penny is just a coin you'd find in a jar or get in change, but for collectors this coin can be surprisingly valuable. The idea that a coin that seems ordinary could actually be worth hundreds or even over $1,000 is exactly why collectors keep checking rolls of coins or old collections, and it's what makes coins from this year so interesting. In 1972, Lincoln pennies were produced at two main mints, Philadelphia, which had no mint mark, and Denver, which had a D. Most pennies were made correctly and circulated widely, so finding one in perfect condition is rare. The 1972 no mint mark penny is popular among collectors because some examples have minor errors or unusual features that make them stand out. Even small differences like tiny doubling in the letters or subtle die cracks can make a penny much more collectible. One of the main reasons this coin is valuable is its condition. Many pennies from 1972 have been handled for decades, which often wears down the details and darkens the copper. But a penny that has been preserved showing sharp details on Lincoln's face and clear lettering can be highly desirable. Coins with their original reddish color, crisp edges, and full detail are especially valuable. Professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC can verify the coin's condition, and once certified its market value increases dramatically. Certified examples of the 1972 no-mint mark penny can sell for around $1,000 depending on the quality and rarity. Another reason collectors love this coin is the possibility of minor errors. Some 1972 pennies show doubling on letters or numbers or slight variations in the shape of the date. Even though these errors are small, they make the coin unique. Collectors enjoy hunting for these subtle details because they make each coin special. A coin in top condition with a noticeable error can bring a premium price at auction. The auction market for this penny shows that serious collectors are willing to pay for verified examples. Coins that are certified and in excellent condition often sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars. Even coins that are nearly perfect but without certification are sometimes valued highly, though buyers usually pay more for coins that are officially authenticated. The rarity combined with strong condition is what drives the value and excitement for this penny. It's important to know that most 1972 pennies with no mint mark are still common. If you pull one out of a jar or a bankroll, it will likely only be worth face value unless it is in excellent condition or has an unusual feature. That's why collectors focus on details. Checking the date, letters, and overall sharpness of the coin can reveal whether it's a valuable find. Coins that are bright, clear, and uncirculated attract the most attention. Collectors today still search for these pennies in old collections, jars, and rolls from banks. Even though most 1972 pennies were widely circulated, there is always a chance that one survived in pristine condition. That possibility keeps collectors hunting and keeps verified coins in demand. The 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln cent shows that even a coin that seems ordinary can hold surprising value. With the right condition and minor variations, an everyday penny can become a collector's treasure. It's a perfect example of how paying attention to details, knowing what to look for, and taking care of coins can turn something small and common into something worth a lot. Coins are not just money, and sometimes even a small penny can tell a story worth thousands of dollars. Last on our list is the 2003 Lincoln cent, a coin that looks ordinary but can be worth around $500 in rare cases. At first glance, a penny from 2003 seems like any coin you might find in a wallet or a jar, and for most people that's exactly what it is, a penny worth a cent. But for collectors, even modern pennies can hold surprising value, especially when they are in pristine condition or have unusual features. The idea that a coin you might overlook could be worth hundreds of dollars is exactly why collectors keep searching through old rolls, drawers, and even loose change. In 2003, Lincoln pennies were minted at several locations, including Denver, which had a D. Most coins were produced correctly and circulated widely, so ordinary 2003 pennies are still worth face value. But a few examples from this year are special because of their condition, rarity, or small minting errors. Collectors look for coins that have remained uncirculated, keeping all the details sharp and the original color bright. These coins can be surprisingly valuable even though the year is relatively recent. One of the main reasons this coin can be valuable is its condition. Most pennies from 2003 have been handled and circulated for years, which causes wear, scratches, and a dull surface. But a coin that has survived in perfect uncirculated condition, showing crisp letters, a clear date, and Lincoln's detailed profile becomes highly desirable. Coins with their original bright copper color, sharp edges, and full detail are rare because most pennies lose their quality after years of use. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC help verify these details and certify the coin. A certified 2003 Lincoln penny in top condition can sell for around $500, which is a lot for a modern penny that looks ordinary at first glance. Another factor that adds value is minor minting errors or unusual features. Some 2003 pennies might have slight doubling of letters, small die cracks, or planchet imperfections. Even subtle differences can make the coin unique and more collectible. Collectors enjoy hunting for these small details because each coin tells a story about how it was made at the mint. A coin in excellent condition with a noticeable error is much more valuable than a standard circulated penny. The auction market for this penny shows that collectors are willing to pay for verified high-quality examples. Coins that are certified and in perfect condition often sell for hundreds of dollars. Even a coin without major errors can attract interest if it has remained uncirculated and retains all its original luster. The combination of rarity, condition and certification is what drives the value and makes the 2003 penny desirable. It's important to note that most 2003 pennies are common. If you pull one out of your pocket or a bankroll, it's probably only worth a cent. That's why collectors focus on details like the mint mark, the sharpness of the date and the clarity of the lettering. Coins that are bright, uncirculated and flawless are the ones that stand out and bring higher prices. Collectors today still hunt for these coins in old coin collections rolls from banks and jars of change. Even though pennies from 2003 were widely circulated, there is always a chance to find one that has survived in pristine condition. That possibility keeps collectors searching, and it keeps verified coins in demand. The 2003 Lincoln cent is a great example of how even modern coins can be valuable. A coin that seems ordinary at first glance can become a collector's treasure if it is rare, uncirculated or has subtle errors. It shows that coins are not just money, and even a small penny from recent years can hold real excitement and financial value for the person who knows what to look for. Remember, most pennies in everyday change are just 1 cent. But if you find one of these rare varieties, especially with documented auction sales or grading, it could be worth hundreds, thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. If you think you've got a rare one, a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can confirm authenticity and condition, which is often essential to get top dollar, especially for coins valued in the 5 or 6 figures.